Welcome, everyone. This is Divine Dialogues, Intuitives Unveiled. I am Tracey Banga from Angels on the Prairie.
And I'm Rhonda Schaan with Divine Guidance with Rhonda. And we're members of the Angel Empowerment Wellness Center. In our podcast, we're going to be delving into topics such as intuition, angelic connections, and the spiritual realm.
We're also going to talk about our own personal experiences to help you understand your own intuitive abilities. Thanks for joining us.
And let's begin. Welcome, everybody, to Season 2. We've been on a little bit of a hiatus, taking a break. We're going to kind of share our stories and our adventures this week, or in this week's episode, and kind of telling you what's coming up for Season 2. We want to welcome back some to listeners that have started with us, and welcome to new people who come across finding us. It's been really exciting for us because we've been looking at our analytics and some of the places that people are listening in from. It's been amazing, exciting, and I know for myself a little bit of mind blowing.
A little.
People are finding us.
It's quite humbling, guys. We just started this because we love what we do and we just wanted to share and had no idea that it would get like this. And we are beyond grateful for people that you listen to us and you download us. There's just no words. Sorry. There's just no words that, how grateful we are and how much we appreciate you that you guys are listening. And, we're going to get some guests on in our new season. And I'll talk about that because it's part of what's kind of happened in the last few months that we took a break because I was a little busy. Rhonda was a little busy.
Yeah.
So, and we talked and we're going to do a live or two podcast this year. We're going to go and see what happens. So stay tuned, guys. And I hope you will join us when we go live. It'll be a first from us. So you'll have to have patience with us.
Yeah. Yes, it'll be fun. I think that as we were planning this season, we were just kind of change. What do we want to change? What do we want to keep? It's always ever evolving. Like you said, this year, we're going to try to get some guests on. If you guys have certain topics, absolutely email us at divinedialogues@gmail. It's in the show notes. And we would love to delve in topics that there's interest in. We're, like I said, this is our second season. We started last year in June. I know we're kind of a little bit into June, but we're just excited to be back.
We are. Yeah, it took this and some of it, I'll be honest. Most of it was my fault that we are kind of couple months off. Rhonda did, well, she'll explain what she had to do. I'll let her tell you. But I have been honestly traveling. I've been really busy doing shows, almost every weekend in May and June. Actually, I think even some at the end of
April.
No, yeah. Yeah. No, I was gone. End of April after I came back from Australia, my trip from Australia, which was wonderful. That was another part of holiday plus other stuff. And I've been doing shows. It's called the Stonehaven Crystal Healing and Minerals Show. And it's all about crystals, which we love because we talk about them. But we also are part of it by doing card readings, angel card readings, intuitive readings, mediumship readings. And I have put on miles on my vehicle. So it's been a really busy few few months. So that has been one of the reasons that we've been a little bit MIA, because we have been really busy this March. And then plus where we're from here in Canada, and we're in Saskatchewan, May, June is our seeding time, which means I got super behind in my garden work, whether it was my vegetable garden, my flower garden, way, way behind. So I've been just trying to play catch up, and I finally finished the last of my flowers last night. So I'm a little bit, yay. I'll be honest, my pocketbook is a little light.
Yeah.
But I mean, and I have reasoning for why I would like my yard. Well, I mean, I'm always crazy with flowers and vegetables in my yard out here, because that's me. That's my nature thing. So, and that's another reason is I've been very busy in the yard, is we've been getting tons of rain. So we have acres and acres of grass to cut.
Yeah.
So
Well, if it's not the snow, it's the rain, because we've had some really weird blizzards this year. We'd be like plus 30 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we would get into a blizzard Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 3 weeks in a row that happened to us. And we even had a blizzard on May long weekend here in Canada, which is like the third weekend in May for us. And that tradition, yeah.
makes me stay at home. I like being sucked in.
And so for May long weekend, that's traditionally the season of summer, opening up the cabin, going to the lake.
Yep.
I'm not really much of those those things, but let's just say a lot of people were not happy when they saw snow.
Nope.
Snow in May.
But the moisture was good in here.
Yeah. And then as much as Tracey wants to think that the reason why we didn't do a lot of the shows with us, the truth of it is some of you, I've kind of talked about it, is I'm going for my social work degree. And I was just in a full course load of stuff, and I'm like at the tail end of it, but the classes I was taking, they were quite heavy in workload and topic wise. But that is essentially part of my journey of transformation. One of the reasons to kind of go back to school was to assist people better, from my point of view, in when they're getting readings. It's like I can go deeper and I can come from it at a different angle sometimes. But that's kind of like, I like to provide healing, but along with transformation. And that's just what I want. Like my intention of going back to school, as well as I did need a career change as a educational assistant, but that's just part of the journey, and I just really didn't have time to focus on the podcast episodes. But this is also a refresh, just like with everything, and we've kind of talked about it in the past, is at times you need to take a step back to give yourself that time for healing, rejuvenation for it. And so as we come into this new season, we're excited about it. Like we're shifting a little bit. We're going, like, we kind of started in January already. We're only going to be doing 2 episodes a month or every 2 weeks. But that's not to say we might come up with a surprise episode or a bonus episode here or there, or something might come up in the world or whatever. And it's like, hey, we know, like, because our teams will tell us, it's like, we need to talk about this. We need to share this message with people. So that's what we've been kind of up to. Um, I don't know. Is there a certain topic that we kind of want to talk about, or are we just on our way?
Well, yeah, it's like, you know how about we mention just a few of the topics maybe that we're gonna talk about
Sure.
so that, um so everybody knows. Uh, oh, just give me a sec. Alright, so we're gonna talk about here's just some of the topics that we're gonna talk about moving forward this year, or this season, I guess I should say. So, how fear can create blocks, trusting your visions, trusting your intuition, spiritual discernment, red flags, afterlife conversations, behind the scenes of spiritual work, messages from the land, nature as a teacher. And those are just a few of them that we're going to do. And like I said, we're going to maybe set up this crystal, this traveling that I've been doing with this crystal show. We're going to grab his name is Brody, and we're going to grab him and have do an interview with him so he can talk to you about crystals and why he gets us, like what we call Angel Empowerment Wellness Center practitioners that to do. Sorry, my mind just went blank. Why he wants us to participate in his shows. Oh, so it's gonna be a fun. So that'll be a great conversation. But add, like, if you guys have anything else, for sure, even if you see us on Facebook, send it a message, or like she said, email us. You know, we like, sometimes somebody else has an idea. And honestly, people remember, like, no question, like, is silly.
No.
Because if you have no idea, how will you learn unless you ask? We all started somewhere. So please feel free to ask us questions. You know, we're grateful for them, because sometimes we forget too that sometimes that is so basic for us is not for somebody else.
Yes.
Stops, we'd appreciate your input.
Yeah, and coming from an educational background, it's like we always tell our students there is no such thing as a dumb question. Like, because that's a lot of times kind of we'll kind of go on a little mini topic here. That's where some of the fear comes in. Like, they're so fearful of looking like I don't know this. And, and so it stops them from asking. And one of my tricks as an EA, I, I like, I was kind of the math person or whatever. So I would know which areas would like trip students up. So I would go to the teacher ahead of time. I said, okay, I'm not like sometimes I will like if you have questions and there's topics. I know this one, for example, exponents. That always trips students up. So I would ask the teacher, it's like, how does that one work again? Or like, so the students would see me asking that question, even though I knew the answer to it. But when they saw me asking the question, it lowered their resistance to asking. So they started getting comfortable. So it's just, so we just always encourage people to ask questions and like let go of the judgment and the self-judgment, or because there is no judgment when asking, because you're interested, you're curious about it.
Exactly. So another thing that we're gonna excuse me, start with our podcast and end with, but we could change again because we're good at that. So we'll always ask in our podcast, what does the collective need to know for their greater good about whatever what we're talking about, and we'll pull a card for that. And at the end of our podcast, we're going to pull what does the collective need to know for their greater good for the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
So just so you know that there's going to be card pull when you start and a card pull at the end.
Yep.
All right, Rhonda, are you good if I?
Yeah, go ahead, because you got them out.
So I got, and it's a new deck. Oops. Anyways, okay, I'll say that again. All right, everybody, I've got a new deck. It's the Spirit of the Animals Oracle by Brody, if I've got that right. So let's see what a collective needs to know for their greater good for the next couple of weeks, team. And it's the Humpback Singer card. So it's just saying, okay, push through. I'm here. Push through. Remember to trust yourself. Stop listening to the rest of the world and do what makes your heart happy. And remember, what brings you joy. And they're just saying stand in your power for the next couple weeks. Stick to yourself and trust yourself. Well, have a great couple weeks, guys, and we'll talk to you soon.
Take care, everybody. Bye. Thank you for listening to Divine Dialogues, Intuitives Unveiled. If you would like to work with Tracey and Rhonda, our information is posted in the show notes.
Now, our new episodes are going to fall on Tuesdays. So if you're interested in receiving a free meditation on connecting to your guardian angels, click that link below to subscribe to the Angel Empowerment Wellness Center newsletter. Thanks for joining us.
Take care, everybody.